Good
Good, af-
morning.
good morning, ma'am.
Take your seat.
Thank you.
Can I have your passport?
Yes, this is my passport.
What is your name?
My full name is Anna Francie Kakashiri, but you can call me Anna.
Let's talk about where you live.
I live in a place called Chungam, which is almost 3.5 kilometers away from Thrissur city. It is a very quaint and peaceful neighborhood.
What do you usually do on your birthdays?
I don't usually do much on my birthdays. We usually buy a cake, and my mother make my favorite dish, which is chicken biryani. Yeah, that's it.
Do you think it's important to celebrate birthdays?
I think that is a very subjective thing. Some people give importance for their birthdays, so they like to celebrate their birthday. Some people don't, and they don't want to make a big fuss of it. I personally enjoy a cake because I love cakes and I love a good food on that day.
How did you celebrate your birthdays when you were a child?
We didn't do anything special. Things that we do right now, we buy cake, we cut that, and we eat good food. But when I was in seventh standard, we had a small party and we invited all the children from my apartment.
Okay. What kind of public transport do you usually take?
I usually use autos and buses, and while I was doing my masters, I frequently used trains also.
When do you usually take public transport? Is it every day or only when you're traveling?
I normally don't use public transportation on a daily basis as I prefer my personal vehicle, and I only use public transportation while traveling, especially trains.
That is the end of your part one, and this is your cue card. You can take a minute to prepare. Anna, you can start now.
Uh, the time I visited a stadium was last February. My friends were going for a game, a Kerala Blasters game, and they invited me along. And even though I was not a fan, I decided to go with them. And I'm in hindsight, it was the best decision I made because it was such a great experience for me. We all traveled to the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Cochin, and we arrived there early. And we bought jerseys. Some of my friends even painted their faces with the team colors. And once we were inside the stadium, it was an otherworldly experience for me because I had never been to a live game, and all the people once inside the stadium, what I felt is that the differences between people, like maybe their economic status, their religion, it all just vanished, and people became as one, and they all started supporting their team. There was a lot of screaming and cheering for their team. And even though, as I mentioned, I'm not a fan, I joined with the people because it was hard not to. And I had such a great experience. And that day, Kerala Blasters won. And we, as a group, we friends had a lot of fun. And I decided that if I get another chance to go for a live game again, I would definitely take that. So it was overall, it was a great experience for me, and I would recommend going for a live game
Okay,
to
okay.
anyone.
Okay, we are moving to part 3. Should the government spend more money on building sport facilities in rural areas?
I think in India there is a severe lack of sports facilities, even in urban areas, and I'm sure that there are a lot of athletes and sports persons in India who are not getting the right resources and right facilities, which if they got, which might make them a legendary stars. So I would suggest that the government should spend more money uh, building these sports facilities, both in urban and rural areas, so that the future generation, the young generation, can achieve their dream of being a sports person.
Do you think the young generation admire sports stars in your country?
Of course, yes, because I always see a great enthusiasm for sports people and the games. Almost all the people of the young generation have their own favorite teams, and they admire various sports people, and further evidence to this is uh, seen during the FIFA period, where you can see almost the whole state decorated with various team colors. You can see cutouts of various legendary sports people. So, yes, I would say the young people admire sports people.
What are some of the inconveniences that can happen in a stadium?
I think one of the major inconvenience would be trying to exit the stadium after a game, because there would be a whole crowd of people who are all trying to exit the stadium through a small opening. So it would be a very chaotic situation, and also another difficulty would be if your seat is too far away from the bathroom and you really want to use it. I think those are some of the inconveniences regarding a stadium.
What are the changes that a stadium can bring to a locality?
I think one of the major changes would be regarding the traffic in that locality, because if especially on game days, because if there is a game, people from all over the place would be there, so there would be an increase in traffic and population in that locality. But other than that, if you look at the advantages, I think there would be an increase in eateries and restaurants around the stadium, and also I think if there is a stadium, there would be an increase in job opportunities for the local people, and I think that can be one of the advantages of having a stadium in a locality.
Okay, that is the end of your speaking test. Thank you.
Thank you.
This student gets 7.5 in pronunciation, grammatical range and accuracy 8, fluency 7.5, and lexical resource 7. So overall, she's getting a band of 7.5.